Hello students, hope you had watched down the first part of this video. So in that part what we had discussed down about the working of the state government. In the state government we came to know about firstly about the federal system, that the power is being divided in the central government and the state government, and further we came to know about the state legislature. The state legislature has two houses, that is legislative assembly and the legislative council. So for the legislative assemblies, members are called MLA and legislative council members are called MLCs. And if I talk about legislative assembly, there are maximum 500 members and not less than 60 members will be there. So if I talk about the definitely legislative council, the members are 1/3 of the legislative assembly's size. It is dependent on the members of the legislative assembly, and the time period for this legislative assembly is 5 years. And if I talk about legislative council, the time period of 6 years, and 1/3 of its member retire after 2 years. And the direct election are going on in the legislative assembly, but if I talk about the legislative council, so indirect election was going on there. Okay, so moving further, we had discussed down about the qualification, that is of MLA, and the qualification of the members for the both the houses. Further, we came to know about how the making of bill is being processed down, the process of bill becoming a law. So what is included in the process? So the first, the bill is introduced either in any of the house, that must be of whether it is of state legislative or assembly or the legislative council, Vidhan Sabha or Vidhan Parishad. It doesn't matter at all. Further, it goes to the next house. A complete discussion, debate, voting session was going on there, and after the approval, the bill goes to the governor, and after the signature of the government, any bill became a law. So now in this video we are going to understand about the state executive, governor, what are the main powers of the governor, what are the main powers of the chief minister, what are the main powers of the council of minister. So we are going to discuss that in detail in this video. Okay, so what is included in the state executive? State executive definitely implements the law made by the state legislature. So what are the members that are included in the state executive? That are governor, the chief minister and his council of minister from the state executives. Okay, so the pattern of the government at the state level is replica. Replica, it means quite similar, किसी चीज को copy करना, that is representing to the replica of the government at the center. The central government is following the pattern, and the same pattern is being followed at the state level as well, because we had discussed the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha was there at the central level. So in the state level we have Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Okay, so the same level is being followed at the state level as well, at the same as going on in the central level. So definitely which members are included there? The governor is there, the chief minister there, and the council of minister is also there. So moving further, now we are going to understand about the governor. What is the condition to become a governor, and what are the main powers or function that the governor has? So definitely by starting it, the governor is considered as a head of state. We had already discussed down. So he is only a nominal head, but the real power lies in the hand of the chief minister, because chief minister is the one who work for the state, who work for the betterment of the state, and who control each and everything of the state. But if I talk about the nominal head or the head of the state, that definitely is of governor. According to the Constitution of India, the governor is appointed by the President of India on the advice of Union government, that is central government, and he also hold the office for the pleasure of President. Okay, so definitely, so the government is being appointed by, no election procedure was going on there for the appointment of the governor. So the governor is being appointed by the President of India. So what are the main time period for that? So definitely the time period for the governor is also of 5 years. So governor are appointed in the states, and while lieutenant governor, so this word is representing to the lieutenant governments, are given charge of the UTs, union territories. So lieutenant governor was there in the union territories. What are the main qualification to become a government? Definitely the first qualification, that is very like if I talk about to become a member or MLA or MLC, the qualification is not like that you must be matriculation, you must be have a good degree, you must be of PhD. So the main qualification for that particular post is representing that you must be a citizen of India. You must be of the age group of 35 years old to become a governor. One must be of 35 years of age or above that 35 years of age. Okay, so he must control the functioning of the government or the offices for the profit of the government of India, and definitely he should not be the member of the parliament. If he is a member of the parliament, he is not able to handle the state in a proper way, so he must not be the member of the parliament or the state legislature, because he is above the state legislature. So the last bill is being signed by the governor, so definitely he is not the member of the state legislature and even the parliament as well. So what are the main powers that the governor, or the main functions of the governor? So definitely the governor has the power to appoint the chief minister. Governor is the one who appoint the chief minister. The second one is representing that he has appoint all the high ranking officials of the state. High ranking officials representing कि जो भी लोग high rank पे appoint करने वाले हैं, so all that representative is being chosen by the governor. Okay, so moving further, if he signed the bill, then only the bill became law. And money bill can be introduced in the state assembly only on the prior recommendation of the governor. The money bill is started down whenever the governor give the recommendation that you have to start down the money bill. Okay, so the governor has the right to nominate the member who has a good name in their field, whether it is of art, science, literature. They just don't need to go through with the election procedure. They are directly being chosen by the governor. So these are the powers that the governor have. And moving further, the next one is he appoint the council of minister and distribute the portfolios on the advice of chief minister. The council of minister is being appointed by the governor, and the different portfolios are being given to them on the advice of the chief minister. Okay, so moving further, the next is the search and serve is given here. Name the lieutenant governor of the National Capital Territory of India. Mr. Nazib Jung is the lieutenant governor of Delhi. Okay, so the next we are discussing down about the chief minister. So hope you all clear with the governor. What are the main functions of the governor? If something is pending, just read down the function by yourself so that you can able to grasp the concept properly in a better manner. Okay, these are just the names of the powers that the governor is enjoying, and these are just a qualification that is required to become a governor. So moving further, now we are going to understand about the concept of chief minister. So what are the chief minister? So chief minister is the actual head of the government at the state level. He is the leader of the party that wins the majority of the votes, and definitely whenever in India most of the election is held for the 5 years. So chief minister is the one who is handling the state in a good way. A governor definitely known as a head of the state, but the whole functioning is being done by the chief minister. So what are the main parts of the functions of the chief minister? He is the leader of the council of minister. The council of minister is definitely appointed by the governor, but on the advice of chief minister. The complete advice is taken by the governor from the chief minister while appointing the council of minister. Definitely, as chief minister act as a link between the council of minister and the governor, because the intermediate or a link, he is creating a link between both. He is consulting with the governor as well, and he is consulting as the Council of Minister as well. So he is considered as a link between the Council of Minister and the Governor. So definitely he preside over the cabinet meeting. Whensoever there is a cabinet meeting means the Chief Minister along with the Council of Minister, that is representing a cabinet meeting. So definitely whenever there was a cabinet meeting, Chief Minister is presiding over that. So moving further, he will select and decide the portfolios to different ministers and supervise and manage all administration of the state. So whole administration of the state is being managed by the Chief Minister. And moving further, if I talk about the Council of Minister, so what are included in the Council of Minister? The Council of Minister consists of ministers who are elected to form the team to assist the Chief Ministers. So definitely they are under the Chief Minister. They are working on the orders of Chief Minister. They are under the functioning of the Chief Minister. Okay. So definitely the Chief Minister to discharge his duties, just to reduce the stress of Chief Minister, the Council of Ministers was there. These ministers are appointed by the Governor of the state but on the advice of Chief Minister. We had already discussed down on the powers and function of the Chief Minister, that the Council of Ministers is being appointed by the Governor but definitely on the advice of Chief Minister. And if I talk about the members of legislative, they must be elected within 6 months of a legislature. So definitely the third one is representing that Council of Minister is answerable or responsible to the Legislative Assembly and individually answer to the legislature. So the Council of Minister are the one who has to give the answer, who is responsible for the each and everything. So whatsoever is going on in the legislature, they have to answer that properly whenever the Governor or the Chief Minister asks about that. Okay, so the minister work for 5 years at the pleasure of the Governor. Definitely each and every our election procedure, we all aware with that 5-year time period was there, and after 5 period the things got to be changed down. So here are some questions given. Let us check it once. Name the state executive. So what are the state executive? We had already discussed here. So the Governor is there, the Chief Minister and his Council of Minister are included in the state executive. So the second question, who is the actual head of the state? Actual head of the state is Chief Minister, but a nominal head of state, if I ask you about the nominal head of state, then definitely that is Governor. And the third one is, to whom is the Council of Minister responsible? So the Council of Minister is collectively responsible to the legislative and collectively answerable to the legislative assemblies. We had already discussed here na? So the Council of Minister, third point, check it out once. The Council of Minister is collectively answerable or responsible to the legislative assembly. Okay, so fourth one is representing what is the term of the Council of Ministers. So definitely the time period or term for the Council of Ministers is also of 5 years. So here is a box given. So look at the picture, who she is. This picture is of Chief Minister of an Indian state. So just look at the picture once and try to identify who she is. So she is Anandiben Patil. Okay. So she is, second question is related with, she is the Chief Minister of which state? She is the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and she belongs to which party? She belongs to BJP, that is Bharatiya Janata Party. So here we had discussed down about the state executive, Governor and Chief Minister, and along with that Council of Minister. Now we are going to understand the role of the state government. So definitely we are discussing about the state government. So what are the main function or what are the main roles of the state government? Definitely the state government think about the people who are living in that particular state. So welfare of the people or the fulfillment of the need of the people is the main function function of the state government. At the state government is responsible, at the state level, the state government is responsible for each and everything which is going on that particular state. So whatever the state government, what is the main source of income for the state government? So definitely the state government collect revenue in the form of tax. So the state government take down the taxes from the people and further use them to provide them the basic amenities. Basic amenities means basic necessities like the clean water, facilities of clean water, rural development, hygiene, education, employment. So all such kind of a welfare things is being done by the state government after collecting the taxes from the people who are living in the state. Okay. So the state government first priority is definitely is the betterment of the people who are living in that particular state. Like if we are living in Punjab, so definitely it is the responsibility of the state governments to check out in the required essential elements the people needed in the Punjab. So it is not like the central government came to the Punjab and helped the people. So the state government is here to help the people at the fuller extent. So the factors involved in the distribution of the resources and services. So definitely the state government distributes the resources and services to the people who are living in that particular area. So what are the main factors involved in the distribution of resources and services? So what are the main factors that are involved there? So the distribution of resources and services is not that easy thing. So it is very much difficult because we have to check out actual need of the people. We have to check out whether that person need this particular thing or not. The government has to check out each and every sphere. The government has to check out each and every problem that is being faced by the people. So definitely the Council of Ministers are there to consult on that, to help the Chief Minister, to help the state government, and further they start thinking on that, and further if there is any kind of problematic situation is there or any kind of law is essential for that particular state, so they may start discussion on the bill, and further that bill change the shape of the or take the shape of the law. And the various subjects are there in the state and the central that can make law, and the list definitely consists of the, if I talk about the state list, while the central government make law on the subject listed in the union list, and concurrent list subject consisting both the central and the state government can make their law. So what are the main subjects which are included while making the law or while taking care of the people? Definitely that is related with the public health, water, primary education, sanitation facilities, and all such kind of things are included in the state list. So the state government has to think that the available resources are properly used, and the best use of the available resources is the first and supermost plan of the government. Because if the government is unable to utilize the resources in proper way, if the resources are not going to the people in a proper way, it is very difficult for us as well to make our functioning better. So suitable plans must be there for the execution of each and everything. So definitely the planning commission is there as well. So what is planning commission? Definitely the responsibility of assessing the country resources and making plan for their best utilization is taken up by the government institution called the planning commission, and that planning commission makes a 5-year plan to just the balance each and everything in a effective and a better way. So what is the role of the state government in the distribution of the resources and services? As we all are aware that the situation is in present time period is so much worse. We are facing a lot of problem. Even some people, some poor people are there in our state as well who face difficulty in finding the food. But our state government help them a lot. It is the responsibility of the state government definitely to provide them the basic amenities, the basic necessities at least. So the distribution of resources must be in a proper manner, like the services that must be available in each and every state is definitely education, rural development, land farms, irrigation facilities to the people. So the government collect various taxes from the people just for the development of the state, and government must ensure that the development of the state is going on in a proper and a good manner. Okay, so here is an example of the Rajasthan is also given, from where you can able to understand the role of the state government. So what happened that time in 1994, a project was started down for the development of the wasteland in the Pianzan block of Ajmer district, that is in Rajasthan. So what happens that time, the soil is completely being destroyed from the rainwater that is arrived from the Aravalli ranges from the over 2 decades. So definitely with that much of the water, the soil becomes the less fertile and unfit for the cultivation. So people are facing lot of problem, and they are facing a lot of problem in the economic life. The people are becoming poorer and poorer day by day, and even they just have to move a number of kilometers just to fetch down the waters and fodder for the cattle and wood for the fuel. They have to walk near about 4 to 5 kilometers just to collect all such kind of a thing. So the project started in 1995, and the main objective of that project is definitely to conserve the soil. To conserve the soil just for the betterment of the people, because when the soil started conserving down, people are able to do the agriculture on that. The moisture get down the back, and the water level became even more fertile. So with the conservation of soil, the fertility of the soil will also increase, and definitely the people will get the benefits. And finally in 2002 they are able to achieve that, and the lost flora and fauna in the Pyangsan has returned, and the villagers start reaping its benefits, and the villagers start getting the benefits with the help of this project. So this project not only increase the fertility of the soil, along with that it also result in the development program of the rural areas of that particular region, and it also gives a financial support that help the people who are poor. It reduces the poverty at the larger extent. So along with that, there are other developmental programs which are being started by the Rajasthan government. This is the one of the program which is being started by Rajasthan government, and rest of the programs are Swaraj Janti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. So definitely what is included in this program, the programs aims at the benefiting of the families living below the poverty line. So the program is mainly working to just to give the benefit to the families who are working below the poverty line. The next one is related with the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005, and what is the main objective of this act is definitely to enhance the livelihood security of the rural area and providing them 100-day guarantee wage employment. 100 days guarantee wage employment is given to them, whether they are doing any work or not, whether they are skilled or unskilled, that doesn't matter, but they received 100 days of guarantee wages as an employment. This is called a financial support as well. And the third one is related with the Indra Awas Yojana. The main objective of this scheme is definitely providing housing facility to the members of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, because some of the poorer people are there, even not only about the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes, or we can able to say a providing house facility to the people who are below the poverty line as well, by giving them little bit of grant. Okay, so these are the main programs which is being started by the Rajasthan government, because the Rajasthan government is representing the state Rajasthan. So the state government has to work for the welfare of the people who are living in that particular state. So same as with the Rajasthan government, they too did a lot of efforts for the betterment of the people. So this is all about our chapter. So what we had discussed down in this chapter, let us recall it once again. We had started down with the functioning of the state government, and we came to know about the federal system, that India is following the federal system. Along with that, we understand the state legislature. In the state legislature, there are two legislative first one is Legislative Assembly and the second one is representing the Legislative Council. Legislative Assembly is also known as Vidhan Sabha, and on the contrary, if I talk about the Legislative Council, that is known as Vidhan Parishad. Okay, so the members qualification is definitely he must be a citizen of India, and if I talk about the Legislative Assembly, 25 years of age is mandatory, and if I talk about the Legislative Council, the 35 years of age is 30 years age is quite mandatory. Further, we came to know about the process of making law. Firstly, a bill make down, and after that the bill take down the shape of law. There are two types of bill. The first one is representing the ordinary bill, and the second one is representing the money bill. Further, we had discussed down the state executive, and the members that is included in the state executive are the governor, the chief minister, and the council of minister. Firstly, we discussed down about the governor, the powers of governor, qualification and the time period of the governor. Further, we came to know about the chief minister, and along with the chief minister, we came to know about the council of minister. Further, we discussed down the role of state government. The state government plays a very much or a vital role in the pivotal role in the development of a state, because each and everything which is happening in the state is being controlled by the state government. So further, we discussed down the factors involved in the distribution of resources and the services, and the role of state government in the distribution of resources and services. The state government distribute resource and services in such a manner so that it is beneficial for the common people, and it is quite beneficial for the people who actually need those resources. So students, hope you grasp the chapter very well. Now your homework is that you have to watch down the video carefully, and after watching this video you just have to read down the chapter from your book, and after reading that chapter from your book, just try to solve the exercise which is given at the end of the chapter, and try to solve it by yourself without the help of any other person.